Hey, what's going on? My name is Shihan, aka Chili Pepper Cooks, and today we're making a one-pot peri peri chicken over rice. As you know, peri peri chicken is a South African dish, but it's very easy to make. I know a lot of you guys love to go to Nando's, and this is like a recreation of a dish in Nando's called the peri peri chicken, but it's done in our way, and we're gonna do all this in one pan. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take 2 red bell peppers and we're gonna take 1 medium-sized red onion. We're gonna take these and we're just gonna cut it into big chunks, about 4s. Next, we're gonna put it on a baking sheet. Then we're gonna put in some oil on there and some salt. Then we're going to roast it at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes until it gets that nice medium char that you see over here. Now, once it gets that char, we're gonna let it cool. This is very important. You want to let it cool. We're gonna put in the roasted red pepper and the red onions into the blender. If there's some oil from that pan, you can also throw in that oil in there as well. Next, we're gonna put in a seasoning mix. This is a very simple seasoning mix. It has a teaspoon of salt, it has about a half a teaspoon of white pepper, and it has a 1 tablespoon of Kashmiri chili. Now, traditionally, you're gonna wanna put 1 tablespoon of hot paprika and about a teaspoon of sweet paprika or a smoked paprika. But for this instance, I'm just putting in a tablespoon of Kashmiri chili. This is really to add in a little bit of flavor, but mostly that red color that we're looking for. Next, we're gonna put in a whole bunch of garlic cloves. I wanna say you wanna use between 6 to 8. I put in about 8 garlic cloves. Then you wanna take a lime and you wanna zest the lime. When you zest the lime, you wanna use a microplane and then zest, and then rotate, zest, rotate, zest. You don't wanna keep zesting on the same place. You just wanna get the green bits. We're gonna use 1 teaspoon of lime zest. We want about a squeeze from 1 lime. Now we're gonna take some vinegar. Me, I'm using apple cider vinegar, but you can use white vinegar for this. We're gonna use about 1/3 cup of it. Then we have to put in some more oil. We're gonna put in about 1/3 cup of oil as well. Now for the next step, traditionally, you would wanna put African bird's eye chili. But in our case, we're gonna put in the Thai chili pepper. As you guys know, the Thai chili pepper is also called bird's eye chili, but this is from Thailand. The African bird's eye chili is red in color because, again, this whole peri peri dish has that red theme to it. You wanna put that in. Those are spicy, so you wanna control how much you wanna put in there. Again, for this dish and this marinade that we're making right now, we can adjust as we go. So we wanna blend this up. Once we blend it up, you can have a little looser consistency, but I like it over here where it's not too loose and it's not too thick. Now, this marinade you can have by itself, honestly. So that's why you want to taste it, see if it needs more salt, see if it needs more heat, and you can adjust accordingly. Then you want to take about 3 to 4 bone-in chicken thighs. It's very important you get the bone-in chicken thighs. And I have mine with the skin on. I love that extra flavor that the skin carries. And we're going to marinate this. We want to get it nice and marinated in there. I used about 1 cup of that marinade that we just made. Now, here's the thing. You want to be patient. You want to let this marinate overnight. But if you're not that patient, at least do it for a couple of hours. Now, we're gonna get our pan. This is a carbon steel pan. You can use any type of pan that you want, frankly. But today we're using a carbon steel pan. We're gonna get this pan and we're gonna put a nice layer of oil there and we're gonna turn on the heat to medium low. Now, the reason why we're gonna do this is because this marinade that we have, we don't want it to burn. So we're gonna put it on medium low and we're gonna put our chicken in there. We're gonna let the chicken cook on each side for about 10 minutes on each side. Once it's about 20 minutes have gone by, we're gonna take the chicken out and then we're gonna put in about 1 cup of shallot. We're gonna cook this shallot until it gets translucent. Once the shallot is translucent, Then we're going to take about 1.5 cup of basmati rice, and we're gonna put that in there. We wanna toast this rice just a little with all the flavors that are in there. Now, at this point, if you do see some burnt pieces from the chicken that are like big like this, you can take the big ones out. The smaller ones, I suggest keep in there. They will add a little flavor, trust me. Now, once the rice is toasted, then we are going to take about 2.5 cups of chicken broth. You can use any other type of broth. You can use vegetable broth or beef broth, but let's stick to the theme. We're gonna use chicken broth. The reason why I'm putting in 2.5 cups of broth is because I'm putting in another cup of that marinade that we have, okay? So I'm evening it out. So we put in that marinade and we're gonna swirl it out, and we're gonna swirl it around, make sure the marinade is nicely in there. Now, we're gonna put the chicken back in. We're gonna put it on the top. And next, we're gonna put the heat to low, okay? Not absolutely low, but just above low, a lot less than medium, of course. Not medium low, but just less than medium low, if I had to be precise. Now for the next step, if your pan comes with a lid, you can put a lid on it. However, this carbon steel that I have does not have a lid, so I'm using a tin foil. I'm gonna get a tin foil and wrap the tin foil over it, and I'm going to let it cook in that low heat setting for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna check after 20 minutes to see the progress, but I have a feeling it's gonna cook for about 30 minutes. Now, as you can see, 30 minutes went by, and look how that looks. At this point, you can take your spoon and actually mix the rice around just a little and taste it. See if there was enough salt in there. Next, we're gonna put in about a teaspoon of salt. You can put in more or less. I like to start at a teaspoon. You can always add more later. So I'm gonna start at a teaspoon for now. And then you want to garnish with cilantro, and it's gonna freshen everything up. Give it a one final mix. And there you go, it's done. This is going to be flavorful, and it's all done in one pot. All right, enough talking, let's taste it. I have a little piece over here. Wow, that rice is flavored so well. I mean, the amount of flavor that rice has, you can just eat that rice by itself. And then you add in that chicken is just perfectly cooked. I love when you cook a chicken on a pan and then there's another step to cook it again. The chicken just becomes nice and tender, and it also sucks in that flavor from being in that pan for 30 minutes with the rice and the chicken broth and that additional marinade. This is a flavor bomb. You are going to love this. Your family is going to love this. Until next time, I'll see you later.